Hello and welcome back to SC Classics. Today I'm going to be revealing, well, it's already revealed I suppose, the latest build that was dropped off yesterday. It's a Mk2, I'm not sure what year it is, can't actually remember, but yeah, it's going to be a full build. It's going to be an interesting one, slightly different to the Mexico, in being, as you can see, slightly different, slightly modified, just a little bit. Yeah, I actually stripped this car, must have been 2017. My customer actually bought it off eBay as a standard 1300 in platinum silver. It's long before SC Classics was even an idea. I was actually going to his own workshop and working on the car there. Stripped it back to a bare shell, and then it went away and got soda blasted, put in primer, and then it went away and got new floors, inner wings, tarmac arches, all kinds of panels and repairs. And then for whatever reason, it sort of I stopped working on it. I can't remember what the reason was. Sort of forgot about the car. Customer then had it finished off, the shelf finished off and painted, and then it sat for I don't know, possibly at least a couple of years in his garage waiting to be built while he was collecting parts and whatnot. And then finally he got in touch a few weeks ago and we organised things, and it arrived yesterday. So yeah, look forward to building this one. Should be quite interesting. Nice modified Escort. I do like to bounce between standard cars and modified ones. It just keeps things interesting, and I think this one's going to be very interesting. I'll try and film as much as I can with this one. Yeah, show what we've got to deal with. So you can see it's been painted. Like I say, it's been painted a couple of years. I think it needs a good buff. It looks quite nice. I think it's been done in Venetian red. Got the platform in the boot for the fuel tank, 15-inch rear wheel tubs, turreted, obviously big tarmac arches. I think the back wheels from memory are 9B15 revolutions, fronts are 8B15s, tarmac arches, a few strengtheners in the bay, weld-on strut brace, Group 4 front spoiler, 6-point bolt-in cage with door bars, 6-link back end with a 50-inch Atlas axle. We'll be going rear discs, slipper, not sure what ratio we're going with the axle yet. Some gas coilovers on the back. All the front suspension at the minute is just 1300 stuff just to keep it rolling, but we've got some coilover, brand new coilover Bilstein, wedged front strut casings. We've got to get some inserts for them and decide on spring rates. Got some adjustable top mounts. I think we've got a World Cup cross member going in. Straight cut Quaife gearbox. Big AP 3000s, I think. Can't remember, for the front, with alley bells and big rotors. I think they're like 300mm, probably about as big as you can go with 15-inch wheels. I might be wrong there. Yeah, nice spec. I'm not going to tell you the engine yet, but what I can say is it's going to be lively. It's still Ford, but yeah, it's going to be quick. It's got a nice built motor for it. I'm looking forward to getting it in the bay. But it come absolutely full of parts. So the first job was to empty it all out, get everything organised, get it on the shelves. And then I just started getting a feel for the car and getting the winding loom ready, which again is quite trick. It is a Wales Motorsport loom, aircraft style, with all stack gauges, all done, ready to go. very fancy. It just looks like a bundle of wires at the minute, but I can assure you it's very, very nicely done and should simplify things. The back of it's very neat. A lot of time gone into that. Looks good. Certainly make life a lot easier. Cluster. Again, all stack gauges. Easy to go. One plug. Away we go. This is already wired for heated front screen, electric powered steering, all your fuel pumps, spotlights, everything. So certainly makes my life a lot easier. But I've been today been in contact with Wales Motorsport just to get an idea, because obviously this doesn't go through your normal bulkhead hole for your wiring loom, so it does involve some drilling of the bulkhead. So that's just what I've been doing today, just plotting it out, drilling the bulkhead, drilling the inner wings just into the radiator area where the wiring loom goes through, drilling the rear bulkhead, and then cleaning all the holes up, putting some paint on them. What I'm going to do now is get the wiring loom in, get it mounted, get it in, get it laid out to where it needs to go, and just get an idea of what I'm doing. Yeah, it's an impressive thing. It wasn't cheap, I know that, but it certainly simplifies things, and you're not using old wiring looms and adapting and trying to make things work. It's all done for you, nice and safe. But yeah, get it in the car, show you it done. As you can see, we've got the switch panel all mounted up, looms in. Spoke to Wales Motorsport and they give me a heads up where to drill it. As you can see, we've got one up here, same on the other top of the other kit panel. We've got one in the back, in the rear bulkhead for the rear loom to go into the back, and the loom actually runs underneath the wing, so I've got to devise a way of fixing it up underneath the wing. Pops through just in here. Just got all our engine, all the electrics, alternator, starter, all that good stuff for the engine. And again, same on this side. Another, can't see it. There's another hole there. This side comes through here. Again, runs under the inner wing. There's another hole up the top of the kick panel here. Yeah, it's quite nice. Trial fitted the clocks into just an old facer he had knocking around. They fit nice. Well, they don't fit nice, there's a little bit of adjustment to make. But yeah, it's the loom sort of in. I need to get myself some cable tie saddles to get the loom fixed up to the sill trim, but I'm not going to fix everything permanent yet, because this loom is actually made for a car with a dizzy and a coil, whereas this car is going to be running, I believe it's a EMU Black Series ECU, so fuel injection. So I'll have to speak to Wales Motorsport and find out where's best to tee into the loom to pick up our signals and power and whatnot for the engine. So far, looking good. Next job, thought I'd get the dash top in, get it in the car safe. Nice uncracked dash top. But a couple of studs have snapped. These are short, but still work. That one's short, but still works. Sadly, this one was snapped flush. So what I've had to do is grind it back, drill it, tap it, and I'm gonna thread lock an M6 stud in there. That's the dash top saved. Nice crack-free dash top. Which is, as you can imagine, pretty hard to find nowadays. So yeah, that's the next job. Thread lock that in and get the dash top in. Hello, welcome back to another edition of SE Classics. As you can see in the background, well, in the last video, well, it wasn't actually, never mind, start again. Hello and welcome back to another, and again, messed it up. Hello, welcome back to SC Classics. I did start recording a video on fitting the wiring loom on the red sort of Group 4 Escort last week, and didn't finish filming it, so I'll show you where I'm up to on that, possibly, if I can get the car down. The loom's actually in the car now. I was just waiting for some cable tie saddles to come in the post so I can get the loom finished up, but it's all in, drilled all the holes in the bulkheads and kick panels and all that, routed all the loom, it's all where it needs to be. There's going to be some alterations to the loom because the loom is made for a car that runs carbs, dizzy, you know, that type of thing. This engine is going to be standalone. I think it's on an Emu Black, so I need to speak to Wales Motorsport and see where best to splice into the loom. I'm sure they'll have a better idea than me. Don't want to start cutting into a nice expensive loom, so I'll speak to them. But yeah, since I started that video, can't get my words out, you'll have to excuse me, I'm full of a cold, thanks to my good friend at Triple H Engineering. He's next door, good mate Ian Swinley. He kindly passed on his cold. Thanks, Ian. Yeah, since I started filming that one, this car turned up. I'm gonna have to start giving these names. Any suggestions for names? I think I'll call, apparently the owner said the blue one's a lady, so it's Nordic Blue. Maybe call her Nora. Yeah. What do you think? Anyway, yeah, Nora's turned up. That is a Nordic Blue RS2000. It went away and got restored and painted, and the owner started building it himself, and he's very busy, so he decided to send it down to me to get finished off. So I'll show you what I'm up to. It got dropped off Friday last week, so spent quite a bit of time going through it. It was just full of parts, so I had to make an inventory of what we had and organise it, get it on the shelves and whatnot, and then start putting it together. Because the loom's been made by someone, the first thing I wanted to do is make sure it all plugs in, reaches, you know, connects, stuff like that. And most of it's right, most of it reaches, but there's some bits that are unfinished. But the guy who made the loom, I spoke to him, he's going to come down and he's going to do some alterations and finish off little bits and pieces. Quite happy to do so. So yeah, that'll be sorted. The owner's already made all the brake pipes, done a nice job on them, servo and towers, everything, engine, gearbox, cross member, all the suspension, pretty much. He wants the front struts taken off and repainting, and he also wants to change the front springs because it's got, they're not staying, the wheels aren't staying. It's got 2-inch blocks on the back and apparently 2-inch springs on the front. So something's wrong somewhere, whether they're Capri springs or I don't know. But anyway, bit of investigation on them. He wants it to sit level basically, 2-inch all round. So we'll buy some, I'll get the struts off, get some proper springs for it, paint the struts, get them back on. Glass all needs changing because it had a window film on there, like a tint, and when he's removed it, it's all scratched. And all the glass needs to be removed anyway because where are we? We have no headlining. So obviously all the glass has to be pulled out. Like I say, I started building the dash up, cleaned all the heater box up, checked it, greased the motor, whatnot, that all works good. Excuse me, I'm just dying slightly. Wiper motor and linkages all in, plugged all the wiring loom in, all switches, etc. Plugged all the backlights in, powered everything up. Most of it works. I think we've got a couple of bulbs out, but generally, yeah. Run all the wiring up to the interior light before the headlining goes in. Got all the dash vents in and stuff like that. Like I say, I had the backlights out because they wasn't plugged in. Got them all plugged in, tested them. Everything's working on the near side. On the off side, there's an indicator not working and a brake light, which I'm pretty sure is just going to be bulbs. But them lights are going to have to come out anyway, because when they painted the black, let me just zoom in a bit, it's a bit low. So I'm going to have to repaint the black on the back panel. This should sit around about halfway up here. I know there's no exact measurement, but it should come off the bottom of the boot lid, and this is noticeably lower. And it only seems like a small thing, and you know, to correct it, it's a lot of work. But anyone with an RS2000 knows that the pinstripe actually comes off the height of this. Excuse me. So if this is wrong, then your pinstripe has to come down here, when it should be, I think it's about 15mm off the trim line. So it looks stupid, so I'm going to correct. Sorry, you'll have to excuse me. This cough is killing me. I have to pull the back lights out, prep and paint the back panel. Another thing is the black around the windows is not quite right. So when the C-pillar trim goes on, it comes down to about here, I think. I have measured it, I have had it on there, and this stops short, so again, this is going to have to be repainted. It should come through the middle of here and further down, so it joins up with the C-pillar trim, just so it doesn't look stupid. But sadly, it's not just going to be a case of painting this piece, because the gutter trim's painted too, and then obviously around the window, on the door, so it all has to match up. So sadly, I'm going to have to repaint all the black, both sides and the back panel. And then I can really crack on with building it. Like I say, he's got lots of new parts, so it should go together relatively quick. I think all the brake pipes, or most of them, are made. The axle's just on loose, so I'll have to get it on the ramp and go through that. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. That's what I'm on with at the minute. I'll try and get the red Escort down. What should we name the red one? Any suggestions? I really do like this car. I think the red and gold just works. Again, I don't know if you can see it on this. Whoever painted the black around the windows on this one has already messed up as well. And I know this isn't an RS or anything, so it doesn't matter. Oh, our seagulls are back. It doesn't really matter, but on this one, once the once I put the C-pillar trim on, there's actually red between the C-pillar and the black paint. So yeah, obviously that's going to look stupid. So I'm going to have to repaint the black on this one too. Up there, why not? Ideal. But yeah, I'll try and get that car down, and I'll show you the loom in the car. It's really neat, looks nice. So yeah, this is what I'm on with today. Nora. It's nice to be on something that isn't going to be off competing for concourse. It's just going to be used every day. It's a lot more relaxed. Excuse me. I've already, because it's had, I don't know if it's had a bulkhead top or what, but the fuse box hole was cut out, but it wasn't drilled, so we couldn't fit the fuse box. The bulkhead wasn't drilled for washer jets or the centre grommet, so we had to take some measurements off my own car, which has still got the original bulkhead top in, and make templates. Really sorry. And drill it all out and get that in. Got the bonnet cable and handle in. Yeah, just a few little bits and pieces. But yeah, next job, get these headlights sorted. So as I said, first job was trying to correct these headlights. I've already spotted the problem. So all you RS boys will know that the back plates are actually sided, and they actually say on them which side it is, and I don't know if you can make it out. No. But just there. It actually says right hand. Zoom in, look at it. No, God, there we go, right hand, which I don't know. There you go. As you can see, that's the left-hand side of the car. So, nose cone's coming off. Get the nose cone off, swap them side to side. And yeah, that's one job out of the way. Since we removed the nose cone, no one's ever done it before, we got 3 fixings that come through into the wing down here. We have some fixings on the top, which are actually the wrong fixings, but I have got a grill kit with the car, so I'll put the right ones in. Again, there'll be another 3 fixings down this wing rail. There's a screw inside here. And then 2 screws, one there, and then underneath, there's a rail that's bolted in or riveted into the bottom of the nose cone, and it should have 3 or 4, I think it's 4 M6 fixings that go to the front panel. So let's whip it off and get out of the way, start sorting these headlights out. There we have it, nose cone off. Pulled one of the headlights off already. Start stripping them down and swapping things around and making them fit properly. Looks funny without the nose cone. Left the bumper in place. Right, so while I've got the nose cone off, I noticed when I was trying to unbolt it, all the threads were clogged up and they really struggling to undo it. At one point I thought I was going to snap the nuts actually, but it turns out the brackets in the nose cone have all been powder coated. So I'm cleaning all the threads off, show you what I'm doing. So as you can see, you got these are the fixings that go through to the wing. All these brackets have been powder coated black, and then you've got the rail in the bottom that's been powder coated black. So all the threads are clogged up. That's what I use. I know people have probably got these kits before, but someone recommended the kit to me, and it's been a godsend ever since. I got this off Snap-on. There's probably get cheaper kits, but basically there's little thread cleaners. So I'm gonna while the nose cones off, run these down the threads and clean all the powder coat off, so it'll just make it a bit easier going back together. All metric, imperial, you got UNF, UNC, for all your thread files. Brilliant, worth its weight in gold. Served me quite a few times, and handy as well when you're not sure on a thread size. Just use this. Saved me quite a few times. And basically, what you do is wind it on. Use a socket or whatever. I'm just using my little impact gun. Then wind it off again. And that's it. Nice clean threads. If you look on there, you can see it's actually the grooves in there. It's now full of powder coat. Just took it off the threads. Saves you snapping a bolt. See, saved me many times. Can't remember who was it. I think it was John actually, my mate John, who suggested it. And yeah, goodbye. So it's been a long day. It's now 11:30. I did actually go home and come back, but yeah, I managed to get some more work done on Nora, the Nordic Blue RS. I'll show you what I've been up to. So not as much done as I'd like to have got done, because I've had a few disturbances. The owner, well, disruptions. I've actually had the owner come down and see the car, even though he wasn't going to see it. He didn't want to see the car until it was finished. He come down to drop some parts off and he couldn't help himself. He had a look and run through a few things and did a lights test, and he was over the moon. And it was starting to show some life, things coming together. So main one, had the nose cone off as I've seen before, corrected all the headlights, corrected all them, got them back in, got them all working. Nose cone back on. The nose cone will be coming off again, but for the time being it's just on safe. As anyone knows with these nose cones, if you leave them off for too long, they start distorting and misshape and going all out of shape, and yeah, not nice. Had to open the hole up in the inner wing to put the wiring loom through for the headlight, because it's had some inner wing repairs and there was no hole there. Cam belt cover is now in place. Well, it's on, fitted, done. What else we got? We got, when me thing catches up, we got a dash top. He dropped the dash top off too, so now that's in. I figured a safer place to put it is actually in the car, fitted, so another job ticked off as well. He did drop off lots of parts, so I've got loads more to go at. Including some nice .44 IDFs. So they would have been a Group 1 accessory on an RS2000, so he wasn't sure on whether to fit them or not, but keep up. At the minute it's got a twin choke manifold with a 38 D-gas, it looks like. And because of the alley rocker cover, the auto choke won't fit. And he was talking about modifying the rocker cover, which seems a shame. For me, he said, which would you fit? Would you modify the rocker cover and use this carb, or fit the 44 IDFs? For me, it's a no-brainer. Fit the 44 IDFs. The period correct for the car. There was a dealer option. You could have bought 44 IDFs when you bought a brand new RS2000 as part of the Group 1 kit. So it's having a 4 branch as well. So can only help. It's got an LSD and some lowering springs and stuff. So slightly modified car. But yeah, I think it'd be a nice little touch. Put a 44s on there, and they sound really nice. Yeah. So tomorrow, I think I'll be taking the inlet manifold off it. Fitting the carbs. I've just got a source throttle cable. It's a different throttle cable bracket, and then there's on the breather pot on the engine, on the 3236, you have your little PCV valve or your breather valve that comes out, and rubber hose circulates back into the inlet manifold. On the 44s, I've only ever seen one of them off a car, and it was like a little aluminium cylinder which pushed into the top of the breather pot on the engine, and it had 4 little outlets for your vacuums on each individual choke on the carb. So I'll have to try and the chance of trying to find an original one is slim to none, so I'll have to sort of devise some sort of valve. I'm not sure, but I'll come up with something. But yeah, should be nice with the 44s in there. Do a little light check now, show you it coming to life. Yeah, like I say, not massive progress, but definitely forward steps. It's moving along. So yeah, hopefully get another good day in it tomorrow, and see we get on, get all the front indicators in it. Like I say, get them carb swapped, because I know Burton's do a throttle cable bracket. I'm not sure on the cable, but if anyone's got any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. I'll finish this off for tonight, maybe carry on with it tomorrow. See you tomorrow. So it's Friday. Had a bit of a busy day. Had the white 2.8 Capri back in. If you watch my previous videos, you'll have seen some pictures, sort of clips of that one that I built. But come back in this morning for a few little tweaks, little powered steering leak, change the fuel sender, change a fuse to sort out the main beam, and just touch up some brake pipes because the owner had marked them, and that's out the way. So I didn't get as much time on the RS today as I'd like. Nora Batty, I think that's what I'll name her, because it's Nordic Blue and it's old. Well, apparently it's a woman, so it could be Nora Batty. What I did do was get the old twin choke inlet off and the 38D gas and get the 44 IDS trial fitted. Got the fuel pump in with the fuel pump rod, because it had a massive long fuel pump rod. I think it was out of a 2.8 or something like that, I'm not sure. Anyway, got the correct one in there now. Did have to clean up a lot of these mounting threads because a couple of them were damaged and it was loose, so I had to clean some threads up on that. Another problem I found, and see if you can see it, zoom in, you can see it from there. This is these two holes here, this one and this one, are for mounting the throttle cable, and this one's fine, this is a M8, but this one was M8 had been tapped into araldite or something, you know, something like that. So by the time I cleaned it out, it's like a 10mm hole. So I don't even think we'll get away with a helicoil. So what I'll do is whip the manifold off again. Like I said, this is all trial fitted, it's not tight, it was just for mock-up. I will whip this off and get my good friend Ian Swinley next door at Triple H Engineering to work his TIG magic, TIG the hole up completely, then re-drill it and tap it, so we've got a nice strong fixing for the throttle cable. But I've got a cam belt cover on as well. It's a bit neater, I must say. It does look far better with downdrafts. It's going to sound well as well. I think the owner's not mentioned it to me, but I might go rogue and have the top of this cam cover machined, just to take the top off it, take the fins off and machine the top off, so we've got all these, you know, stand out a bit more because it looks a little bit unfinished. And I'm sure they'll appreciate that, it'll just look so much better. But yeah, that's where we're up to. Didn't get a great deal done today. I think all in all I got about an hour and a half on this one, but it looks good. Do like a set of downdrafts. And the period correct, the fitting, they would have been a Group 1 accessory for this car, so why not? But that's it for today. I'm just about to lock up. We'll get some more jobs tomorrow. Show you what I'm up to. So that's it, end of another week. I'm gonna film a bit of footage on the car, show you what I'm up to. But yeah, it's been a busy week. Start the week off with Signal Ambraris 2000 in for a few jobs, little service and a few electrical gremlins, sorted that out. I was only here for a day, got that back. I had the white Capri in yesterday. Again, something I built, I think it was about 13 months ago, finished that. That just had a couple of little jobs. Spent a few hours on that, got rid of that one. And then obviously the Mark IIs, as you can see in the background, we got Norabati, Nordic Blue, RS. Not giving the red one a name yet, but I'll show you what I'm up to with these anyway, just before I round off this video. Yeah. So this is the red modified Mark II, as you can see, far from standard. I'm yet to reveal the engine. I have got it. It's over in the corner, covered up. What I can say is it's naturally aspirated and it's going to be fast. Not done a lot on this one this week. I've ordered a lot of parts, so I'm waiting for parts on this, but last week I got all the Motorsport spec wiring loom in it from Wales Motorsport, so that's basically in now. Still a couple of little bits it all needs clipping up to the floors and stuff, but it's all what it needs to be. All the holes are drilled out, everything's mounted. It'll all be getting some tweaks made to it once we've finalised with Wales Motorsport, where to tap into it to pick up for our standalone management. But yeah, generally that's how it's going to be. Got our stack dash, more stack gauges in the console. Very neat, very tidy wiring loom. I'm really impressed with it. I wish all cars had these. Make life so much easier. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tool. It's got a gripper diff in it. I'm not sure on the ratio. I'm going to be having some. It's on a 50-inch Atlas. The Atlas has got to be pulled off it yet, so we can paint the axle, fit a rear disc conversion. I want to check to see what crown wheel and pinions in it, and also check the gearing on the gearbox, because we've got a straight cut Type 9 to go in it. I just want to make sure it's going to work. Yeah, that's what I'm up to at the minute. Just waiting on parts, and I can start pushing on with this one. Yeah, it's going to be a really nice one, this one. And then we've got Norabati, the Nordic Blue RS. I was showing you earlier in the video. It's a relatively standard RS 2000 in Nordic Blue. I think it's a 79. When I say standard, I mean it's got lowering blocks. It's got some lowering springs on the front, which he's not happy with, so we're going to take the struts off, repaint the struts, fit some proper 2-inch springs on it. It's got Ali Rocker cover. I've just fitted the Sportex 4-branch manifold and the 44 IDFs are just on there for mock-up in the minute, because there's an issue with, as I was showing you before, someone's ripped the threads out, so I'll have that welded up, tapped, sorted. Again, sourcing some bits for this. But customer come and seen it on Thursday, and he's more than happy with the progress already. It doesn't look like it's progressed much, but there's lots of little bits and pieces going on that I've been moving on with this week. Like I said, this is going to be a daily driven RS 2000. It's not mint, it's not perfect, it's going to be used. But dash top in, winding looms in, still a couple of little alterations to make to the loom, but all the electrics are working, which is a big step forward, I suppose. Got all the lights on the back working. We've got power to the number plate lights. I've picked up the number plate loom today, so we'll get that in next week. Boot spoilers on. Just been and picked up loads of bits and pieces from GS Classic Ford, so we can got lots to go at next week. I can crack on and some more work done on it. Plus Dale, the owner, dropped off lots of parts last week. This week. So we can push on. That makes some progress. I might actually swap it over with the red Mk2 and get it on the ramp and start seeing what's going on underneath. Yep. So that's it for this week. See what next week brings. Hopefully a lot more progress on these two. Hopefully parts start coming in for the red one. Yeah. So that's it for this video. Just want to thank you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, please give it a thumbs up, or if you're not subscribing, please subscribe. It makes a difference. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video for some more progress on the Escorts. Have a good weekend.